let's go, let's go, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around, and adventure is always waiting. The storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa. Let's start the show. Youth on the go. Whoa. Let's start the show. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Good morning to all of our radio listeners, our viewers via Von Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel, and welcome to this edition of Youth on the Go here on Von Radio. I am Zanella Claxton from the Ministry of Education Ital, and it is indeed a pleasure for us to be here this morning with you to share any updates that we have, any opportunities. Last week we were able to share some with you. We are in effect in the middle of the beginning of our track and field season. Term 2 is usually what people call the sports term, and it's the track and field season, and we all know how active a season that usually is. We also have our Black History Month celebrations next month, and we also know those are quite interactive and engaging, and of course, every single day, our aim is to educate our students in some way, shape, or form. And so we, as I said, have a very active term this term. Before we go any further, though, I want to take a moment this morning to extend once again heartfelt condolences to the family of the late Kevon Wood. Kevon was a student at the Gingerland Secondary School, and we know that he encountered an unfortunate accident a few months ago, a little over a year ago, and he had to go through several surgeries, and seemingly he was really interacting and doing a little better, and then we unfortunately lost him the end of last year. And so we want to extend our condolences to the family, to his parents, his siblings, his aunts, uncles, and of course to the Gingerland Secondary School family as well, on behalf of the Ministry of Education Ital. The service for the late Kevon Vondel Wood will take place today at the Eden Brown Church of God, and the viewing starts at 11:15 a.m. and the interment will be at the Bath Cemetery. So for those of you who and of course we encourage you to go on out and support the family in this time. We are of course not able to support Kevon anymore, but his family needs the community, they need the community's support. It is never an easy experience to have to bury a child, and for a parent to have to bury your child, and so we also ask that we keep them in our prayers. And so we are going to observe a moment of silence in honor of Kevon Vondel Wood, past student of the Gingerland Secondary School, and Kevon would have been in his final year at GSS this year. So we'll have a moment of silence, and then we will proceed with this morning's show. All right, for those of you who just tuned in and you observed that there was a moment of silence or dead ear on the show, please note that that was in honor of the late Kevon Wood, student of the Gingerland Secondary School, who passed at the end of 2024. And once again, you please, if you can, support the family through your attendance at the funeral service this morning, or your encouragement and prayers will also be greatly appreciated. All right, on that note, I also want to remind parents and teachers and the entire system that this term is a term when we see several instances of viruses, and we know that the schools are the perfect places for them to spread, because we have groups of children together who may not always be mindful of the repercussions of any virus. And so we are encouraging parents, if you observe that your children are sick, please keep them at home. That will help us tremendously to slow down, to mitigate the spread of any virus. We know that at the beginning of the term last week, we spoke to the hand, foot and mouth disease, and so far, parents, we have been doing well in keeping our children home when we see instances of that disease. So we want to thank you for that. Generally, we haven't had any mass outbreaks of that, and so that is of course due in part to the vigilance of our teachers and supervisors and principals and staff, but also to the fact that parents have been doing an excellent job keeping their children at home. Also, we know that there are some instances, and I'm hearing about it, of a flu. I'm hearing that it is, for some adults who have experienced it, they have shared that it is very painful and it's a hard flu, and so we're asking that you observe and pay attention. We haven't gotten any health alerts as yet, but history is most times our best teacher, one of our best teachers, and history has shown us that during this term, at the beginning, coming off of the carnival season, we tend to see an increase in instances of illnesses due to the flu. And so we're asking you, if your child has any flu-like symptoms, to please keep him or her at home as well, and monitor any other children who are in the household, so that the same will obtain. As long as you're seeing any instances where they're not feeling well, please keep them at home. And if they go to school and the teachers or the principal reach out to you, please make sure that you get to the school as quickly as possible. We have had over the years the issue of having to hold on to the children who are not feeling well, who are crying for 2, 3, 4 hours after we've called the parents. And so we want you to come as quickly as possible so that we can make sure that they get to a place of comfort, but also so that we can protect the other children in the school's population, children and our adults as well, because they are not immune to it. So that's just a reminder for us to be cautious, to be vigilant, to be observant, and to pay keen attention to our children. And that those are the viruses. Of course, there are other things that we should pay keen attention to. Their behavior patterns and those types of things. Parents, it is important that we are vigilant. Children are going through so many things, and so we want to make sure that we are checked in, that we are there to support as far as possible. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
City St. Kitts, keep it sweet. Keep listening to Vaughn.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past it quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's Youth on the Go. Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, Youth on the Go. Oh, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. The storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa. Let's start the show. Youth on the go. Whoa. Let's start the show. Whoa. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
Let's go. Welcome back to Youth on the Go here on Vaughan Radio. I am Zanella Claxton from the Ministry of Education, Natal, and we are here this morning. We are sharing as many opportunities and information that you need with you at the start of the school year, at the start of the calendar year. And the Ministry of Human Resources over the past 2 weeks or so have released several scholarship opportunities for our students or prospective tertiary level students, and so I'll share a few of them with you. I have been sharing over the week, so I don't think I have to go through them in detail, but I will share with you. Remember, the Ministry of Human Resources is the entity within the NIA responsible for scholarships, so I'm just sharing them here for our listeners to be aware of what is available. But your point of contact for any scholarship, your points of contact would be Mrs. Shanola Murray Gill, Mrs. Shelley Liebert, or Miss Carissa Griffin there at the Ministry of Human Resources. So the first one that we'll take a look at is the Monroe College Scholarship, and this is a newly released scholarship. And so I will go through this one in detail. The NIA, Ministry of Human Resources, and Monroe College invite citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis to apply for higher education scholarships. Successful applicants can undergo studies at the New York or St. Lucia campus, or even online. Interested persons can apply to Monroe for either associate's, bachelor's, or master's degree program, the associate's, bachelor's, or master's degree program, and must submit the following documents along with a completed application form and paid application fee of US $35. Your official high school diploma or certificate of qualification, your official high school and college transcript, your CSEC certificate with a minimum of 5 passes, admission interview, and if you were a student at the needed 6th form, then your or CFBC, then your CAPE certificate. Upon acceptance, immunizations will be required. Applicants must apply to monroecollege.edu/apply, and upon submission, a copy of your application must be submitted to the Ministry of Human Resources along with a completed NIA financial assistance application form. And you can get those forms from the Ministry of Human Resources, and they will be important also for another conversation when we finish with this one. The following outlines the additional documents that must be submitted with the financial assistance application. A cover letter addressed to the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Human Resources, and the letter should include the course of study, why you wish to undergo the specified field of education, and how such training will influence your professional development. How will your professional development contribute to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis, and the commencement date and expected duration of studies. University acceptance letter, your birth certificate or certificate of citizenship, as you must be a citizen of the Federation. Applications will be assessed in accordance with the NIA priority areas, and the scholarship awardees will be required to fulfill bonding obligations with the NIA. Financial assistance applications must be delivered to the Ministry of Human Resources by Friday, March 21st, 2025. And that is the first one, the Monroe Scholarship. We also have the UVI Scholarship 2025, another one of our scholarships that we see every year. And so the government of St. Kitts and Nevis invites graduates of the Clarence Fitzroy Bryan College, the FBC, and the Nevis Sixth Form College to apply for the UVI scholarships Persons who may have graduated years ago are certainly welcome to apply. Scholarships are only available to graduates who are interested in undertaking studies at UVI for a maximum of 4 years. The following documents are required to be delivered to the Ministry of Human Resources by Friday, March 21st, 2025. 1 original and 1 copy of your completed application form, 1 original and 1 certified copy of a birth certificate, originals and certified copies of high school and college certificates of qualification, and 1 original and 1 certified copy of the university acceptance letter. Application forms can be collected at the Ministry of Human Resources, Nevis Island Administration, located on the second floor of the Social Security building in Penny's Estate, and you can reach out to the persons identified earlier to get any other information. You can also refer, if you're in St. Kitts, you can reach out to Miss Jamila Adams at the Human Resources Department. And for support with the UVI application process, we have Dr. Eustace Esdale, Professor of Accounting in the School of Business, University of the Virgin Islands, and the email address to reach out to if you need that support, sknrecruits@uvi.edu, sknrecruits@uvi.edu, or 869-664-7166. So we have Dr. Esdale there with a local contact number and email, and if you have any questions, any concerns, if you need any support, please reach out to Dr. Esdale. We also have the NIA financial assistance form available. It's the process for applying for the financial assistance is also open for 2025, and the NIA Ministry of Human Resources is pleased to inform that the financial assistance applications are now being accepted from persons wishing to pursue higher education and are interested in receiving assistance. Financial assistance will be assessed in alignment with the government's priority areas, the strategic areas of the country, and the applicant's contribution to the country upon completion of studies. Applicants must adhere to the following guidelines to be considered for assistance. The guidelines were given before, which were the same ones for the Monroe Scholarship, and that is a letter to the PSHR indicating your course of study, why you wish to undergo that field, and how the professional development process will contribute to the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis. You're also expected to share your commencement date and expected duration. You will need to send your acceptance letter from the university. If you have not received the acceptance letters yet, you can still apply, but you must show evidence that you have applied. You will also be asked, you are also being asked to share a breakdown of course fees from the respective university, a completed financial assistance application form, birth certificate or certificate of citizenship, and you also must be a citizen of St. Kitts and Nevis, resident on Nevis. Kindly note that the financial assistance awardees will be required to fulfill bonding obligations with the NIA, and all applications must be received by the Ministry of Human Resources by Friday, 21st March 2025. So far we're seeing that all 3 of the scholarships are due, applications are due by March 21st, 2025. So please make sure you get those in. We also have the 2 Taiwanese scholarships currently open. That's the Taiwan MOFA and the Taiwan ICDF scholarships. And I'm taking the time out, listeners, to make sure that we have the information because it is important, if we are thinking of pursuing tertiary education, that we at least attempt to access these scholarship opportunities and these financial assistance opportunities. And so the Ministry of Human Resources has received the call for the Taiwan MOFA Scholarships 2025. Interested persons are encouraged to exploit the opportunities made available by the Taiwan government to pursue undergraduate and graduate studies. The scholarship benefits include airfare, housing, tuition fees, insurance, textbooks, and monthly allowances. Applicants are required to submit the following: a completed application form, photocopy of his or her passport, a photocopy of your highest level of education and academic transcript, and those must be certified. Documents to certify that the applicant has applied to an educational institution or its affiliated Mandarin training center, and 2 reference letters, and all copies must be clear, easily read, so they shouldn't be blurry, and precise. There should not be any cut-offs. The scholarship opportunity requires candidates to undergo 1 year of language training, and applications must be submitted to Mrs. Carol Body at the Ministry of Education in St. Kitts by February 21st, 2025. So you just have a little over a month to get the MOFA scholarship applications in. Once again, you can reach out to the ladies there at the Ministry of Human Resources. And then the ICDF scholarship is the second Taiwan scholarship, and this one is for persons who are applying, only for those who are applying or who are desirous of pursuing degrees at the master's and PhD levels. So the ICDF covers a broader span, but the MOFA covers a broader span, but the ICDF is specific to master's and PhD levels. Applicants must submit a completed application form, and you can access it via the link which is on the NIA HR Scholarships Facebook page, or you can reach out to the ladies there at HR, as I said. A photocopy of the applicant's valid passport, a certified copy of the applicant's highest level of education and academic transcripts, certified by the Ministry of Education, and 2 reference letters. It is strongly recommended that applicants have a minimum GPA of 3.5 to apply for this scholarship. Please note that individuals can only apply to 1 university. The application should be emailed to the selected university by the stipulated deadline, which is set by the university, and applicants, please note that applications must be submitted by February 10th, 2025. We also know that the UMHS scholarship, that's the University of Medicine and Health Sciences, and Windsor University of Medicine scholarships are always open, so please make sure that you apply for those as well, because they're open to you and it's an in and out system. So as students graduate, then the spots become available, and they have 4 spots available for citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis in any given cohort. The Cuban scholarship offer has also been open for some time, and so you are quite aware, I think, of what that one has to offer, but it is for persons who are interested in studying in Cuba, with 20 scholarships available. You have 6 in medicine, 6 in postgraduate medicine, 3 non-medical, 2 health technology, 1 dentistry, and 1 health technology short cycle, which is equivalent to an associate's degree. To receive that scholarship or to be considered, you must, those for the postgraduate degree must have graduated from a Cuban medical university. The applicants for the bachelor's degree must be under the age of 25, and the applicants must be citizens of St. Kitts and Nevis, and all documents should be accompanied by a legalized Spanish copy of the document. The following documents are required. 1, a copy of the degree of high school or high school diploma and transcript, a health certificate, negative HIV, negative pregnancy, 10 1x1-inch photos, recent police record, and birth certificate. The application deadline is March 21st, 2025. And listeners, remember your points of contact for any scholarships at the Ministry of Human Resources are Mrs. Shanola Murray Gill, Mrs. Shelley Jones Libert, or Miss Carissa Griffin. You can reach them by calling the switchboard 469-5521, extension 5164, 5166, or 5163. And so we encourage you, listeners who are interested in pursuing tertiary education, to apply to take advantage of these opportunities. We'll take a short break and we'll be right back.
VON vibrates. The whole Caribbean must shake.
860 AM, the powerhouse.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. An hour passes quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's Youth on the Go. Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, let's go, let's go, let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather around. An adventure is always waiting. There's storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the Go. Whoa, let's start the show. Oh, Youth on the Go. Whoa, let's start the show. Whoa, let's go, let's go, let's go.
All right, let's go, let's go, let's go, let's go. Good morning to all of our radio listeners, our viewers via Von Radio's Facebook page and YouTube channel, and welcome to this edition of Youth on the Go here on Von Radio. I am Zanella Claxton from the Ministry of Education Natal, and today we are here with you as we try to be every Saturday, and we are going to bring you some very important information, or we are bringing you some important information that we hope would help to develop and edify our listeners, our viewers, so that we can continue to positively affect or influence our young people. At the Department of Youth, which is a department within our ministry, we also have the call for applications for the Youth Impact 12 Award, and the Youth Impact 12 nominations are currently open for Youth in Technology. Youth in Technology, that's the February award, and persons who, if you know any young people out there who lead or who are leading, who have led or who are leading major innovations or breakthroughs in the area of technology, youth who use innovative information communication to continue their community outside, to contribute to their community outside of their immediate personal interest or gain. Young people who are vibrant or excited about technology, who are excited about sharing their love for technology or any of the breakthroughs that they have had in technology with the world, we encourage you to nominate them. And the forms are available at the Department of Youth. They're at Reliable Motors Miniplex, upstairs the Reliable Motors Miniplex on the corner of Bath and Main Road. You can reach out via email youth.dept@nia.gov.kn.com, or you can call 469-5521 extension 6177. And so once again, please go on, reach out to the Department of Youth so that we can see persons, we can highlight our persons. Our young people love technology, even if it is vlogging or using technology to create content, whatever it is. Please feel free to reach out and to share and to nominate a deserving young person today. As I said at the beginning, we know that this is the start of the term 2, which is often referred to as the sports term, and this term we will see several activities happening, some of which are fringe activities and some of which are the major sports meets. And so we have interscholastic versus school level sports meets. This upcoming week, we will see two meets happening. We will see the Charlestown Secondary Schools Tropical Blossom Relay Festival, and that is an in-house activity. We will see Red House versus Green House versus Blue House coming up against each other from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. at the Nevis Athletic Stadium. The admission is just $5, and all are invited to attend to support the CSS Lions on their journey to their sports day, and then their journey to all of the other interscholastic meets. That's the Tropical Blossom Relay Festival taking place at the Nevis Athletic Stadium from 2 p.m. to 5 p.m. on 15th January. That's Wednesday, 15th January 2025. Just $5 gets you in the gate, and I know you would love the interaction with the students and with the school on a whole. We also know that happening this week, this Friday, we will see the St. James Primary School hosting their primary school level Relay Rumble 2025. We will see the route between Camps and Maddens starting at 1 p.m. We have 9 schools registered with over 100 student athletes. Refreshments will be on sale. So all roads lead to St. James Primary School on Friday, 17th January 2025. We look forward to seeing you there and interacting with you there, members of the listening viewing public, as we support the St. James Primary School, as we support our, each of you would support your individual schools or a combination of schools supporting the athletes as they go along. That's the St. James Thunders Relay Rumble 2025. So see you there. We also know that this term has other meets, and so I will take a few moments. The 22nd of January, we will see the EPPS Anniversary Relay Festival happening, and so that's in the following week, and so we will have to get up for that one. That one has grown significantly over the years, and highest commendations to the Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School coaches, Philip and Leader, the entire sports committee, the entire relay committee as well, for continuing to execute this event with excellence. We have the schedule of events for the track and field meets to date, those that will be held on Nevis, and the official calendar will be released during the course of the week next week. But I know that persons have been reaching out and asking about the meets coming up, and so we have on January 17th St. James Primary School's Relay Rumble, and that will take place at 1 p.m. over at St. James Primary, and with 9 primary schools, as I just said, on Nevis. The January 26th, Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School's Relay Festival, and that will take place at the Nevis Athletic Stadium. Then when we get into February, we see the start of the school sports meets starting on the 12th of February, and we know that the secondary schools always lead out. There's at the start of the season, as they have other interscholastic meets that they are preparing for, which also take place in February. So the Charlestown Secondary School will have their meet on February 12th, Gingerland Secondary School February 13th, Charlestown Primary School will have their meet on February 19th, Elizabeth Pemberton Primary School will have their meet on February 20th, the 25th Nevis Academy, 26th Ivor Walters Primary, 27th Joycelyn Liebert Primary. So that's February. Let me take you through February again. 12th CSS, 13th GSS, 19th CPS, 20th EPPS, 25th Nevis Academy, 26th Ivor Walters Primary, 27th JLPS. Then we go into March, the 1st through 2nd, we'll see the Bank of Nevis Limited High Schools Championship, and that will take place at the Nevis Athletic Stadium. It's a track and field competition. We want to encourage you to save those dates. The 4th, St. James Primary. 5th, St. Thomas's Primary. 6th, Cicely Brown Integrated. 7th, VOJN Primary. 12th, Maud Cross Prep, and 14th, Montessori Academy. And then we culminate the season with the Interprimary Championships, Mini Olympics, on April 2nd. So that is what the season looks like, at least the major events. Each school will produce and release their calendar of events, including their heats, activities, their cross-country activities, their cross-country relay activities, and you will get those from the individual schools accordingly. And as I receive them, I will share with you each week. Also in this in the month of March, we should see the 2025 edition of the literary and debate, the Leeward Islands debating competition, and that will start on March 6th and go to March 10th, 2025. March 6th to 10th, 2025, the Leeward Islands debating competition will take place over there in St. Martin. I have shared with you the topics, and we are still looking for persons who are willing to support the team in any way, whether it be support with practice, support with content, or support financial assistance. You can reach out to the Nevis Sixth Form. The Nevis will debate on for debate 3, and that debate is parental leave should be equal for both mothers and fathers, and Nevis is opposing that debate. Parental leave should be equal for mothers and fathers. Nevis is opposing that debate. Debate for the final night, we will see Nevis will go through to the final night. I'm speaking it into existence, and the topic is without adequate soft skills training, Caribbean youth will not achieve their fullest potential. Without adequate soft skills training, Caribbean youth will not achieve their fullest potential, and when we make it to the finals, we will be opposing the moot as well. Okay, so those are the areas of interest for us and things that we are looking forward to. We also look forward to the interscholastic elocution contest, which will take place on the 22nd of February at NEPAC. The elocution contest is across the island. It's a Black History Month activity, and we will see the individual speakers, we will see the choral speeches, and those are for both primary and the secondary level. So we look forward to that. This year is going to be, we're speaking that into existence as well, an exciting year. We have several activities happening within our ministry. We have several milestones. We have the 30th anniversary of the TDC sponsored cricket tournament. We have the 35th anniversary of the Summer Library program. We have the 40th anniversary of the Child Month activities, celebrations, and we have the 75th anniversary of the Charlestown Secondary School. So as I said, many large milestones will be observed this year, so we look forward to a very exciting one. We are going to take a short break, and we'll be right back.
From Queen City, Nevis, this is the powerhouse of the Eastern Caribbean, Vaughan Radio.
It's time, come on, rise and shine. You know, I know we're gonna have a great time. And now we're past it quickly, you don't wanna miss it. So turn up the radio, it's Youth on the Go. Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Oh, Youth on the Go. Oh, let's start the show. Let's go. I will learn new things. I will be creative. Grab your gears, let's gather round, an adventure is always waiting. There's storytelling news for us, and we always know what's happening. We act, we play, we dance, we sing from 9 to 10 on Saturday morning. Youth on the go. Whoa. Let's start the show. Youth on the go. Whoa. Let's start the show. Whoa. Let's go, let's go, let's go.
All right, welcome back to this edition of Youth on the Go here on Vaughn Radio. I am Zanella Claxton from the Ministry of Education Natal, and we are here with you today to share updates, activities, as much as we can to make sure that you are aware of what is available for your students, for your children out there. We have shared updates in relation to the opportunities for scholarships for those who are pursuing tertiary education. We've also shared some updates in terms of this term and what can be expected. We want to remind our listeners, our parents, once again, I think each week it's important during this term to say that this term is the term where our balancing skills are challenged most, and we want you to remember to try to find that space of balance. It's not easy to find because the most exciting part of it is in fact the sports part, the track and field and running, and you know, these parents become athletes again. I love to see the phoenix, the rising from the ashes moments every sports season when the parents come on out and you see the former athletes holding on or demonstrating their former athletic prowess, and then you see the non-athletes, the former non-athletes, still non-athletes, but out there supporting and cheering their children, running the cross-country route. It's always exciting to see. However, as I said, this is where the challenge comes in for us to find that balance. So we want you to pay keen attention to the dates, to the exam dates, to the assignment dates, to all of the other dates which will be released from the school, and to find that balance that we need to find. And that's what we're encouraging you. And the balance in outside of scheduling, balancing the schedule, we also have to ensure that we're ensuring that the students are eating well. We don't want to give them, they have a bit of extra activity. Some of them are doing extra training outside of their regular schedules, and so you want to make sure that they are eating well, that they are healthy, that they do not have any other challenges because they are not eating well. So parents, please make sure that you give your children the proper balanced meals, and they will in turn be able to perform both in the classroom and on the track or field accordingly. All right, so that is our charge to you, our challenge to you, our parents and our listeners. Please make sure that you are providing them with those opportunities. Another part that we have to pay keen attention to, as I said, a lot of balancing this term, but it is also preparing our students for their futures. Another important part is enough rest. Because there are so many competing activities, our children would need extra time or make sure that they have enough time for rest at nights. Please make sure that parents, you take away those devices, because sometimes you think they're sleeping and you are out cold and they are going strong till 2 in the morning, and then they can't function properly in the classrooms, they can't function properly on the track because their bodies are tired. Okay, so please make sure that you're monitoring their use of technology and you're monitoring what time they go to bed. After they've gone to bed, check in about an hour later if you're up, to make sure that they are already asleep. We know for our 5th formers and 6th formers, this is also a very important term, because this is the time for you to complete your IAs, your SBAs, to make sure that those are submitted on time. This is also the time that you're doing your final bits of studies in preparation. Remember, this is the last instructional term. So while for some we refer to this as sports term, for our 5th and 6th formers, this is actually their final instructional term. They get 2 full instructional terms, and then exams start right after schools reopen for term 3. So we have the May-June examinations. We usually give them a week or two to make sure that they have time to focus in into their final studies, and so it is the final instructional term. Lots of pressure, lots of things, as I said before, to balance, but we're asking you to be mindful and to be observant and to be aware of the realities of the situation. And the realities include the fact that the children would need all of our support to ensure that they are successful. So parents, listeners, viewers, please make sure that we are providing that support. And whenever I talk about the support that we see on the track, during track and field, the enthusiasm and the yelling and shouting, can you imagine if we're getting that level of enthusiasm for them as they get closer and closer to the finish line for CXC? Can you imagine we can hear the let go, let's go, let's go, come on, you can do this every morning. It might not be a choral, and it could be a choral thing. You imagine groups of family members coming together and sending their voice notes, or sending, having family meetings, or whenever you come together, you remind them that they can do it. Because even though the children don't talk about it a lot, it is a challenge. It's a struggle. It's a mental challenge. It's an academic challenge. It's an emotional challenge to make it through these next few months. And they need that same level of support. Just as the muscles burn as the children come down the stretch for the track, that's how it is in the last few months of instruction leading up to your examinations. And so from somebody who has been at this a few times, I know the perspectives of persons who are listening, you can identify, they need to hear you shouting, yelling, screaming, telling them they can do it as well for this time. And the results of these examinations will help them for their next step, whether it be further studies, or if they're seeking employment. So it's an important point in their lives, and they need to hear you, they need to hear us telling them that they have what it takes, that they can do it. Some of them may manifest as slacking off and not doing what they're supposed to do, because sometimes when you get overwhelmed and anxious, sometimes you don't complete tasks as well or as you usually would, and so look out for those things as well. When you see them not completing the tasks, you stay on top of it. Now, I know that parents and everyone is very busy, and when we are busy, we sometimes miss the red flags that tell us that something is off. So even in our busyness, we're asking you to pay keen attention. If they're no longer doing what they're supposed to do, if they're no longer as enthusiastic as they were, if they seem tired all the time, just depending on what you're observing, seek some help if you need some help, but make sure that you are responding to it and let them know that you realize, so that they can speak to you, they can talk to you about what is going on. I know, as I said, while we get the moments of high energy and high points during athletic and track and field events, we have those high moments and high points might be a little bit delayed in gratification, but they are going to come graduation ceremonies, come the release of results. And so before we get there, it's important that we also share with them what the expectations are and set out that plan. And so planning this term is fundamental. Planning, no matter how young they are, no matter how old they are, we're encouraging you to sit down, come up with a plan to get them over this term and through the process of this term. All right, so parents and listeners, we want to encourage all of you to support your children, support our schools in the various activities that we have. We can look forward to some of the staple activities this school term. In term to or the first, let's say the first quarter of the year, we are looking forward to those staple activities. I think I forgot the poetry competition, which usually takes place for World Poetry Day, when I was sharing what's happening this term, and that is a collaboration between the Department of Youth and the Nevis Public Library. We can also look forward to the usual Saturday morning story times coming back on stream at the Nevis Public Library. So that is something that we can start getting focused on, and knowing that that is going to be at the fore. We also commend the Nevis Public Library. Last time I did not have the data, but we want to commend the Nevis Public Library for the PJs in the Library Initiative. The initiative saw 55 children being present, with 40 parents coming along, and we know it was only 40 parents because some parents brought more than one child, and so each child was accompanied by a parent or guardian, and so we want to commend all of you for supporting the initiative and for supporting your children in the process. And that is, as I said, I don't know if I can ever talk about support enough. I constantly talk about support because that is what will take us through. We will continue this term to work on the CLGF EU-funded TVET project that is currently happening at the Gingerland Secondary School. You know, it was launched on November 29th, 2024, and we will continue to work through that project, and we will bring you updates as well on that initiative, and then the plan for expanding it out to include other children. For those who do not know about that CLGF EU-funded project, it is a skills building project for our students in the, of course, skill areas, the TVET areas, and this year the focus is on cosmetology and carpentry, and the pilot school is Gingerland Secondary School. And what we're doing is to try to shift the focus from the completely theoretical approach to teaching these subjects to the CVQ approach, which is competency or skill based. We know that the business community has complained bitterly about the fact that some children may have the have the subject, but when the time comes for them to demonstrate the skill, there is lack. And so we are trying to solely switch the focus when it comes to the TVET areas, from solely having the theoretical but a bit more emphasis on the practical, with the aim of expanding out, once we get the pilot part done, expanding out to Charlestown Secondary, and then expanding out to youth and adults as well. So that's the big picture, that's the big plan, and we hope that we'll be able to see it come to fruition. So we will keep you posted on that CLGF TVET project. To date, we have seen several pieces of equipment and materials being given to the Gingerland Secondary School to outfit the spaces, to make them fit for purpose, and to allow the students to be able to use industry level, create an industry level space, so that they can understand and they can see what that looks like, so that when they come out to you, practitioners, they will be much more prepared. And so we'll bring you more updates on that in the upcoming editions of Youth on the Go. We thank you for listening, and we wish you all a wonderful week. Please remember, we have the relay event on Wednesday and the relay event on Friday. Wednesday at Nevis Athletic Stadium and Friday at the St. James Primary School. Have a wonderful, wonderful week.
With all the power from the tower, this is the powerhouse of the Eastern Caribbean, VON Radio, from the Federation of St. Kitts and Nevis.